Can you guys hear me? If you can, please type in AMA questions. Can you hear me? Okay, awesome. What up, y'all? Hope everybody's doing well. Um, the goal was to have Swaco on today's AMA, but not sure if that was. I'm not sure if you guys heard anything I just said because it was speech to text in the AMA questions. So I don't know if it got cut off as I was speaking because it was converting my voice to text. But what I said is, Swig was supposed to hop on today, but he actually has COVID right now. He's pretty sick, so he's just taking the day off. He's just sleeping all day. But yeah, I want to jump on here, talk to you guys what we've been doing over the last month, well, basically month and a half. From the last AMA, we had expectations that the issues, the rarity and attributes issues, and the staking would have been completed within a 2-week period. Unfortunately, it took a month and a half. It took significantly longer. He's still finalizing the staking. The dev that we're working with has finalized doing all the attributes issues and fixing all those errors and all the overlays for the attributes that were messed up. And he's finalizing implementing the Eucalyptus coin right now into the staking mechanism. He said that he would be doing that this week. He just has a bunch of schoolwork that he's working on. But he's already been, I already paid him half of his fee. As soon as he finishes, we're going to pay him the rest of his fee. And we're just waiting for him to finalize his staking, which should be done this week. I know, you guys want to get, more AMAs, and I'd like to do more AMAs, but it's kind of tough when there's not much of an update. And we're waiting on a dev to finalize making these updates and changes. One of the main things that we can focus on right now is the tech, outside of the land and sandbox, which we don't really have much control over. What we've been trying to do is just, focus on things that we can't control. The main thing being the staking, which we've been trying to get done for a while now, which was a lot harder than we anticipated for various reasons. I guess mainly because of the fact that the previous dev made a ton of errors, and there were a lot of basically there were a lot of shit that he needed access to that took us a while for us to give him access because it was all still based on the last dev and what he was working on. So it took us a while to communicate with Magic Eden, get the update authority to be able to send over to the dev. But yeah, long story short, it took significantly longer than we expected, but it wasn't like we weren't trying to get it done or we were slacking. Yurt has been on top of it every single day. The team has been killing it. B Park, Sky, and the whole entire mod team has been doing a great job. Zach as well, and it's just been tough because we've been waiting on this stuff. But long story short, things are getting done. Yurt has also been working on the land, making sure that we have all of our assets and attributes ready for that stage, so that when Sandbox does roll out with the full entire metaverse, we have basically not only a blueprint but like the foundation of what we're going to be building on our land. And that's when we'll be able to actually generate funds for the community and be able to do more events. So that's those are the things we've been focusing on, is just setting up staking. We did run some promo during the PS5 giveaway. Looking to do more collabs and more promos. I'm working on potentially doing a collab right now with for the Attempt to Deliver hats as an NFT with Open, and trying to find a way to incorporate koalas as well into that giveaway. We also have, as you guys know, Swaco's Experience that's launching soon in Sandbox. I'm still unsure. I'm waiting for their response on whether or not they're going to be able to integrate basically within Swaco's experience, there is like an art gallery within the experience, and from what we had spoken, the plan was to have a koala within that gallery, within that that art gallery, with like Swaco's Rockstar Koala, with a link from that leading into the Koala Discord, and that way it would be direct promo and driving a lot of traffic. I emailed them about it again this morning, seeing if they were able to do that integration as the experience. Shit, I can't even tell y'all the exact fucking date because of the NDA that we signed, but it's supposed to be launching this month. Actually, what day is today? It's supposed to actually, I can't tell you the exact date, otherwise I could get in trouble, but it's supposed to be launching either late this week or early next week is when the season 3 experience, the full season 3 should be launching with Swago's experience. We should be getting at least 2 to 3 alpha passes. And I've also spoken to them about making it right for the people that got one last time in the giveaway and weren't able to claim it in time because there was some miscommunication on what you had to do. Basically, what happened last time, the people that got their alpha passes needed to go into the Sandbox website to be able to claim it, but they never communicated that with us. So at that time, I don't think B Park was a admin at that time, but he actually won one of the alpha passes and was able to claim it. I think he might have been the only person out of the 3 people that actually won it to be able to claim it. So we're trying to make it right for those that won last time, and be able to give them an alpha pass for this upcoming season, along with getting some additional ones for other people within the community to win. So that's what we're working on as well, and just trying to basically find different unique ways of attaching koalas and doing some kind of unique collabs, whether it's IRL or in the metaverse with other NFT projects. One of which I had this project that I've been talking to for a couple of weeks now about doing a collab with Swaco, and I told him specifically that it would have to be some kind of a benefit to the koala community if Swaco is a part of it. So we're finalizing that deal. It is an OpenSea Ethereum project, and it's basically a music NFT based thing where they want Swaco to create a song for the NFT project. But it involves some really big projects that have done really well on OpenSea. Most of them, since the last time I checked, their floor was over in ETH. It's basically 3. I mean, you guys probably know, but it's Alien Friends. So it's a collab between. Let me pull it up really quick. It's a collab between Deadfellas, Alien Friends, and Crypto Moris. So basically, those 3 projects are kind of partnering up with one of my friends that works with a lot of big celebrities to launch this other project called Off Planet, which integrates big artists and celebrities. So we're working on that and find a way to integrate and bring value to the koala community for that as well. So yeah, we're doing what we can right now with Sandbox not being fully launched, and obviously our project is heavily based on Sandbox being fully open for us to be able to have concerts and events within our land, which is our main asset right now is our plots of land, which we can generate. Obviously, for those of you that aren't too familiar with Sandbox in the metaverse, it's essentially a Web3 world, where you can essentially build whatever you like and be able to monetize it. And we have 4 plots of land, one of which will be a koala clubhouse for holders only. 1 to 2 will be a stage. Right now we're building 1 stage to be able to host events and shows and festivals there, and then 1 additional one for mini games, all of which would generate money and the way we're setting up the staking mechanism. So right now for staking, let me go into staking. I'm like rambling a bit, but for the staking mechanism, we're setting up the eucalyptus coin, and the way it'll work right now, since the only funds being generated by the project right now are from the secondary market on Magic Eden. So for the staking mechanism, it'll be 50% of all the funds generated from the secondary sales will be distributed amongst people that are staking their koalas. And then once Sandbox fully opens up, it'll be as 50% of all the money generated from the land as well will be distributed amongst holders, um, as um, as koala coin. I'm sorry, as eucalyptus coin, which you can then convert to soul. So that is the plan right now that the dev is integrating. So that's kind of an overview on what we have going on right now, as far as fixing some of the issues that we had in the past, which have been fixed. The attributes and the rarities and all that, and then setting up the staking. And then where it got a little bit complicated with the staking is that we wanted to make it based off of rarity as well and attributes, so that there's an actual benefit to holding a rare koala versus just having a rare koala just for no reason or just because it's cool. Giving it actual functionality and benefits for the rare ones, which made it a bit more difficult for our dev, but it's something that we felt that we needed to do to make it make more sense. But yeah, I'm going to jump into AMA questions really quick, um, and see if there's any questions you guys been asking. All right, Vince, your question about the WMG land instead of okay. So basically, the WMG land is owned by Warner Music Group, which is that's the umbrella. So Warner Music Group is the umbrella company that owns Warner Records and Atlantic Records. Swaco is signed to Atlantic Records. So that partnership that Atlantic did with Sandbox is the reason why we got the collab. And little backtrack, the reason why Atlantic even did the collab with Sandbox to begin with is because we told them to do it, and we told them that it's the best metaverse, that they should start investing, because we saw a lot of potential. And that's why Swaco got to have an experience. As you guys will notice, there's no other artists from Atlantic or Warner Music Records, and besides Swaco, that they got their own experience. And there's a lot of artists on Atlantic that are significantly bigger than Swaco. But the reason why Swaco got the experience because we were the ones that introduced them to Sandbox, and gave them the idea to do that. And then also Swaco is probably the only person on both Atlantic and Warner who even know anything about the space. Everybody else is just kind of like just doing it just because they're trying to make money, whereas he actually is knowledgeable in the space. So that's why that happened. And when that collab happened, their concept was to do a stage and but that's only part of the experience. As you guys will see when it launches, there is a stage, but it's not a live experience. So basically it's all like pre-programmed. So like the song Paralyzed is on a loop, and then you have all the characters they're kind of dancing around, you can go in there, but it's not an actual live rock show. You then have 4 different rooms that have 4 different experiences, and you have to go in there and complete all the missions. So that's just kind of how it played out with that. And it was, and that land is owned by Warner. It's not our land, so obviously we're launching it now, and obviously it's going to live within there. But Swaco's official, our official stage that we're building is still underway, and because the mission and the goals are very different from the Warner, from Swaco's experience within the Warner Music Group land versus what we're planning on doing. I mean, the one way that you can look at it, there's so many venues, even here in LA. There's a shit ton of music venues here. But that doesn't take away from any of it. They all sell out. People have shows there. Like you always need to have a shit ton of stages and venues and locations to be able to throw shows. So that's how I'm looking at it. The stage that we have that we're building out, we're gonna have, once they fully launch it, we'll be able to do live events. And that's the main purpose for the land that we're building, is to be able to host live events for Swaco where we can play unreleased music, and also have some of our other friends come and perform on our land as well. So that is the reason why we're building our land, and to be able to have shows there and be able to charge other people that are outside of the community. I mean, I guess that's another point that I can talk about as well. So basically, the goal that I have in mind for the stage is to be able to have shows, some of our other artist friends that we have, and be able to charge, a price to be able to go and attend that event. And oftentimes we'll be able to do unreleased music. And that's, the main thing that I feel like will attract a lot of people to come and watch these events is artists that we know, being able to play unreleased music for fans within that space. So yeah, that's the plan right now, and that's how we're setting it up. But that was I totally understand the question, and that's something that I spoke to Yurt about as well, because he had the same exact question when I showed him the experience. But the overall concept is very different. The Swaco experience is more of like just like a little game that they built out. There's no live shows there, whereas our land will be fully focused on doing live experiences with Swaco and other artists as well. Let me see. Yurt and some of our other mods, Sky and Caesar. If you guys have anything as well that you'd like me to clarify or something that I didn't bring up, just gonna give you guys a second. I'll also jump over in general, see if there's anything I missed. Nope, you guys are good in general. Let me see if there's anybody that would like to jump up and ask any questions. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you want to jump up here and talk to me, you can raise your hand and I'll bring you up right now. Or if you feel more comfortable just typing in AMA questions, that's fine as well. All right, yeah, I don't see anybody raising their hands. I'm gonna jump over back to AMA questions, see if there's anything else that I missed. I see promo for these concerts. Can you maybe explain a bit about how the promo? Well, I mean, that'll be centered around the artist. Like, for example, like one of our homies is 347 Aiden, right? I've spoken to him about this while we were on tour. I showed him, the Koala Discord. I showed him what we were building. He thinks it's sick. And I asked him if he'd be down to, jump in there once it's fully built out and do, have like a little experience. And he said, yeah. So the way it would work as far as promo is each of these artists will kind of pull in their individual fan bases. And that's how we would, that's always been my goal on how to grow this community is through different artists. But the problem is obviously over the last, 3 or 4 months since we launched is we obviously can't open up the experience because Sandbox is not fully open yet. So we're not able to do those collabs and we're not able to, bring in some of those fan bases from these different artists into the community because there's no actual way of collabing with them right now within the Koala, experience or Koala land. The Sandbox have the setup done for users to pay, etc. I mean, okay, it's a good question, Caesar. I have spoken to them, and I mean that's definitely what they're building out. Like that's kind of the whole point of that metaverse, to be able to do kind of whatever you want. You can essentially open up your own store, you can open up your own venue, and however you like to do it, whatever you like to charge, in sand, you can do that. So they've given me reassurance on the call that we'd be able to do that with no problem. So that's why, that's the goal. That's why we're moving forward with that. Obviously things changed. I mean, they've said a lot of different things in the past, and they've had to push back deadlines and release dates and all that because the development for what they're doing is pretty fucking crazy. They're looking to build out one of the. It's basically like the way I look at Sandbox is like Minecraft on fucking steroids. Because you're able to play with literally the whole entire fucking world and kind of build your own shit like Minecraft, but on a bigger scale. And that's why I really fuck with Sandbox, because Minecraft is the biggest game ever. So anything to me that's anything like that or resembles that within a Web3 space has a lot of potential. All right, let me see if there's any other questions. Yep, exactly. Yep, I know Snoop did that for his experience. Obviously, like, Snoop gets a lot of fucking love, um, within Sandbox. He's their biggest collaborator, um, but, like, I think we'll be able to do a lot of things similar to that, and then also, I spoke to them about Swago's experience, and basically every season, I mean, his experience is gonna stay up, so basically every season we'll be able to revamp it and make new additions. So if for some reason they don't add the koalas on for season 3, I can assure you guys that by season 4 there will be some kind of koala image, or koala within Swako's experience in the WMG land. I will make sure that I'm very hopeful still. I'm at least 50 to 60% sure the koalas will be within season 3. Um, I'm just not 100% sure right now, but I know for a fact if they can't do it for season 3, we'll be able to make that adjustment and improvement within season 4. All right, when merch. So here's the issue with the merch. So the merch that we were gonna be doing, it was gonna be funded by Open, which is OP3N, which is owned by Jason Ma. He's one of our buddies. He's one of the owners of Triller, and also the co-founder of 88 Ryzen. When the whole thing happened last time, when we had the old admins and mods, and that one dude Taco went fucking ape wall and was making all the tweets and shit, he kept tweeting at fucking Jason and the whole open team, saying that Koalas was a rug. And Open and Jason were the ones funding us with $20,000 to be able to do the merch through their platform. And once that happened, they decided to kind of pull back because of all the bad publicity that came with what Taka was doing. So that's really what ended up happening and why they pulled back. We're still on good terms with them. And they reached out about doing a collab with our clothing brand Attempted Lover and doing some kind of a NFT Web3 drop for that, which we're kind of talking over right now. We're supposed to have a call this week about it. And that's kind of like how I'm hoping to kind of get back on their good side and be able to do that drop with them and have it go really well, to then be able to circle back on their merch conversation and be able to get that funding. Because basically they were going to fund the whole merch drop as well as the IRL experience here in LA. And that's why it's a fucking real bummer that that went down, and they had to kind of back off, which honestly I don't blame them, because it got kind of crazy on Twitter. He was that kid Taco went ham on it. I mean, like, I wish he would have put in that much effort when he was actually on the team and fucking helping us grow it instead of hurting the project, because all he did was kind of contradict himself, and he said he wanted what's best for the project to help the project, but all he did was hurt it, unfortunately. But so yeah, that's pretty much the update as far as on the merch right now. Any more plans for merch? Or I mean, as far as the merch, the reality is we just don't have the proper funding to be able to do merch for everybody. Like, it was not that big of a drop. It was at 1,111, as you guys know, and then Solana fucking dropped fucking dramatically. Like, it's dropped by like 70% since we minted. I unfortunately wasn't able to convert the Sol to USDC right away, so we lost a decent amount on that crash. I mean, I know Solana's coming back up right now. My plan is I've been kind of watching it and seeing when it goes back up. That way I can convert the USDC back to SOL and hopefully get some more funds on this way back up if it does come back up. But I've been so cautious because the market's been so choppy and up, I don't know what direction's been going. I didn't want to keep losing more funds from the project, but that's the main issue with doing the merch right now, is we just simply don't have the funds to be able to do 1,100 pieces of merch for everybody. That would literally just completely deplete the entire account, and then we'd have no more money to be able to keep continuing, paying mods and admins, and continue growing the land and being able to do what we want to do once Sandbox opens up. And as far as Swaco, we're going on tour. Tour starts, the European leg of the tour starts in August. August 15th is our first show in the UK. And then we start the US tour. The plan is still to give out tickets for Swaco shows to koala holders. I was actually talking to the admins the other day about figuring out a system where we can know what city you guys are in. And what I'm thinking is the most active members within each city get a ticket for the shows. That way, people can plan out ahead of time, and we don't have to be like, "Hey guys, we're in this city. We'll be here for the next 30 minutes. If you're around, pull up." Because people got shit going on. Imagine you're at work, but you're in that city, and you just can't go. Uh, so I'd rather do something more organized and structured, and do a system like that where we know where everybody's at, what cities you guys are looking to go to, and then you guys know whether or not you're going to get a ticket based on activity. So that's the plan right now, and we definitely plan on giving a lot of tickets. I mean, this upcoming tour, I believe it's like 43 dates between the United States, Canada, and UK. Well, not UK, Europe as a whole is about 43 dates. So that's a shit ton of tickets we're going to be giving out to the Koala community. We're not giving out tickets to anybody else. We're not. Swako's not giving out tickets to his fans on TikTok or on IG. This is all for Koala community. And most of these cities have already been sold out. These tickets are like reselling for a lot of money right now. Like literally, I think half of the dates are already all sold out, and most of the rest of them are pretty close to being sold out. So I mean, it's a pretty cool perk of being in here. Koalas are even when we minted, they weren't super expensive. The price of a koala when we minted, I'm pretty sure is the same exact price of a ticket right now. So it's pretty comparable. If you're gonna buy a ticket and you got a koala, you get a chance to fucking get a free ticket. And then also if you pull up to a show, even if you don't win a ticket and you have a koala, I usually show you mad love. I usually make sure you're able to get a picture with Swako, get your merch signed and all that if you show that you have a koala. So there are definitely perks as of right now that we're trying to implement. And obviously as Swako gets bigger and the shows get bigger and the opportunities presented to us get bigger, so do the collabs for koalas as well. We're always trying to connect it somehow and bring value to the community. It's just obviously it's tough with what we're trying to do with Sandbox, as that's the main focal point of the project. Yeah, I mean, I get as far as his involvement. Like one thing I said to the mods the other day, which it is true. I mean, I don't know if necessarily it should be true, but it is the case for literally every single influencer and celebrity that has ever collabed with an NFT project or promoted an NFT project is not actively in the Discord. Like, if you guys can show me one artist that's at Swako's size or bigger that is actively in the Discord, like, please send it to me. It's just not realistic. Like, there's just a lot of shit going on. Like, Swako has a full schedule. Like, he's a full time content creator and he's also a full time musician. So the expectations of him being in the Discord and being active in here is just not really realistic. But obviously, me being his manager, I'm able to incorporate and connect all the opportunities that kind of flow in through him that are Web3 based into koalas. Another thing too that's pretty cool. Our old publicist over at Atlantic, last year she left and she's now the head publicist over at FaZe Clan. And we linked up with her in New York during NFT NYC, and Swako actually did a panel in New York with the head of Web3 for FaZe, which is one of my homies. His name is Kai. So we're planning on going into the new FaZe Clan headquarters next week, and we're gonna see if there's any kind of collabs, any Web3 collabs that we can do with FaZe. We've been getting really tapped in with those guys, so if that comes to fruition, that would be really fucking sick as well. And obviously, once again, if possible, I'd like to make some kind of a collab or incorporate Koala somehow, or at least whatever it is that we do, given priority and early access to Koala holders. But yeah, I mean, nobody else knows about that. This is something that like we've been kind of like working on. We also have the Binance project that we've been working on for a while now. It's been backed up for a bit, but Swako's supposed to be doing a drop with Binance. It's a music drop, for unreleased music, and I've spoken to them as well about incorporating Koala somehow and giving, like I said, either early access or exclusive shit to Koala holders for being a part of this community, which is obviously tied in with Swako. So yeah, I think that kind of summarizes for the most part what we have going on and explains as far as like some of the issues that we had in the past, merch, Swago's involvement. If you guys have any other questions, I'd be more than glad to answer it. Let me jump over in AMA questions again, or general. And if anybody else has any other questions, now is your time to ask. Or if you would like to come up here and ask me anything in person, you're welcome to raise your hand. If not, if there's no other questions, I'll probably be ending this AMA soon, and have another one once the staking is finalized. Which, I mean, I can even post a screenshot, or Yurt can post a screenshot. The dev did say that he's planning on doing that this week. He just had to finalize some schoolwork and stuff like that, but he said that he believes he can get it done this week. So as soon as the staking is done, which I would assume by next week it should be set up, we'll set up another AMA, letting you guys know how it works and how to stake your koala, and how it's all going to get integrated into the staking mechanism and how the benefits are going to work, which I've already gone over earlier. But yeah, so that's the plan. To as far as the next AMA. But yeah, let me see. AMA questions. There's no more questions. I see Scrim is typing, so I'll just wait before I end it for him to ask a question. All right, I'm just letting you guys type it out. If you guys want to hop on the AMA as well and to speak, that's fine too. Or if you guys prefer typing, that's fine. But I can see that Scrim and Caesar are typing right now, so I'm just gonna give you all a second to finish typing. Okay, cool. Yeah, dude. If you have any questions, you can always, either, type in an AMA questions, and if you remember it later, we can address it in the next AMA. I mean, I would definitely like to do some more giveaways, but once again, the main issue being that lack of funds. Like I said, unfortunately, like Solana had a massive fucking dip. I mean, today it's actually up hella today, so like we're showing some signs of life, thankfully. But once Solana's back up to like $100, I I think we won't be as down bad. But yeah, Sky, I mean, put your hand up, Sky, if you want to jump up. Otherwise, okay, you're in.
I power to join in, but
Oh.
I wanted to ask everyone: should we Did you guys enjoy the guess the number koala giveaway thing? Is that like a keep doing more often, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think giveaways are great. And finding ways of like keeping the community active and people keeping engaged is always great. I have a shit ton of koalas that I've bought with my money, so I'm always down to give those away. And for the people that are in here and are active and are adding value, I definitely want to keep them, happy and do these giveaways. So if you guys fucking with that, then we can definitely keep doing that. Probably at least like once on a weekly basis, give away a koala. I'm totally down for that.
Okay, I might pick up a few off of Magic Eden, but other than that, I can just do random ones again if you guys want. Was the random Did you guys enjoy the random times, or should I do more set times? So I feel like the random is more fair for everyone because there's people all around the world in this group, and
Right. Totally get that. And as far as you picking up off of Magic Eden, don't even worry about that, bro. I'll send it to you. Like I've bought over the last 2-3 months, I've probably bought 50 to 100 koalas at least.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
I have a very good amount in my wallet. Yeah, and maybe we can just do different variations of whether it's guess the number or just fucking maybe some kind of fucking game.
I mean,
Like
The
highest
what was it?
score.
Rumble Royale was pretty popular, I know.
Yeah, so like maybe on some Rumble Royale, whoever fucking wins, gets a koala. That way, it's more competitive. Obviously, some people are just better at Rumble Royale than others, so they're gonna have an advantage. So that's why the pick the number one is easier for everyone, because anybody can pick a number. But it's also cool to be able to do different variations of that and keep people engaged and doing stuff. So I definitely think that we can do a mix.
Okay, sounds good.
And you can probably maybe make a mini announcement and ask people like what they prefer and kind of have people vote in there.
I'll do that sometime later.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, bro. Let me see if there's any other questions in AMA questions. If not, I'm gonna hop off. Video game channel. It's a good question. If not, then we should definitely set one up. Yeah, compete for a koala, exactly. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for being a part of this community, and for being patient with us. And like just know that we are working, we are doing things. We have a great team here, and it's a long-term thing. And I definitely see this project thriving once Sandbox fully opens up. And we've been putting the groundwork. Like just to be completely blunt and honest, if you look at most projects, like by the time they get, I think we've been around now. We've launched maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Most projects within 4 or 5 months are completely gone. They either get rugged, or the owners and admins just completely stop giving a fuck. That's not what we're about here. Like we're not trying to rug anybody. We're trying to build something long term, something that we fuck with. Something that we have fun with. And I really love Sandbox. I really love the concept, and I'm really excited about building that land out and all the things that we can do and all the collabs we'll be able to bring in once the land is built out, because we're going to be so ahead of the curve. Like that's what y'all got to realize too. Like nobody is really prepping for this shit. Like I don't see any of the projects that are fucking putting this much work and effort months ahead. Like I don't know when Sandbox is going to fully open up, whether it's in 3 months, 6 months, or a year. But what I can tell you guys is that when they do open up, we're going to be fucking ready. And we're going to have the assets ready to go. Yurt's fucking been crushing it. And we have a whole plan ready to go on how we can capitalize. And it's usually the early people that get on early that are able to take action and capitalize and shit that long-term win. So I think that if we can capitalize on Sandbox right when it launches and be one of the most popping lands and experiences, we'll be able to attract a lot of people to our project and be able to generate a lot of money for the holders and just build out a really dope community there. So that's the plan right now. But yeah, guys, I appreciate everybody here. If y'all have any other questions that I didn't address, or if you remember some shit later, just type it in AMA questions, and or like save it for the next AMA that we do next week. But yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Later.